Hello everyone, this is Dark12 here at Dark Studios and Dark12 Plays, and today we are continuing our adventures on Star Trek Online with, well, he's now Fleet Admiral Thrawn. The reason why he's Fleet Admiral is because I've been grinding really hard for the last couple of months on the various events that have popped up, and I've been using Thrawn as well as Strider to do it. Although Strider, I will admit, I kind of cheated a little bit and bought the brand new legendary level 65 character upgrade token for the Romulan characters that just came out a couple days ago. So, you know, I kind of cheated on that one, but it was mostly because I really wanted the legendary Talis class that is going to be featured in that, although that's not the ship she's going to be flying in the next episode, which I already have recorded. That was before I bought the upgrade token. It should be released eventually in the next week or so. The reason why I'm doing Thrawn, however, is because I've been holding off on playing Thrawn until the last episode of the Romulan campaign, which just came out, which was the one where, if you missed that one, there was a meeting at the the base on Kittimer between the Federation, the Romulan Star Empire, the Romulan Republic, and the Klingons, and Admiral Tamer from the Romulan Star Empire sacrificed himself to avoid a diplomatic incident with the Klingons and the Federation. He blew himself up basically by trapping himself inside a force field with a bomb that the Tal Shiar agent Hakiv planted. So that's what happened in the Romulan storyline. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the fact that the Federation storyline's Klingon War campaign presently is missing the last half of it because they took it out to upgrade it. I'm skipping the entirety of the Klingon War campaign and going straight into the Romulan campaign part of the Federation, because it's going to tie in very well and pretty cohesively with Strider. Because Strider's storyline will cover some things in a different manner. Some of the missions will be similar, some of the missions will be exactly the same. The point of this is that Thrawn, now that he has escaped death from Ja'ula's blast, if you remember the last time I played Thrawn, he was attempting to save Starbase 1 from the Klingon marauder Ja'ula, and ended up getting thrown forward in time. He was rescued by the temporal agent Daniels, who put him in the 25th century, and he's gotten his own command, his own commission. He's supposed to be, I think, a lieutenant commander, but because I've been playing so many things, he is now a fleet admiral. But, you know, he pretended he's a lieutenant commander. Anyway, yeah, so the Federation campaign that I'm going to be playing now is going to tie into the Romulan campaign. So some of the storyline elements are going to match up. Some of them will become clearer as both campaigns progress. Point is, it should be entertaining. Also, and I'll get to, let me jump into the story here right now. I thought it was going to be a little bit of fun. I figured we could have some fun with this entire scenario in a unique way. For some of the episodes, I'm going to have a poll at the end. Obviously, because YouTube is removing the poll function from the cards. I forget exactly when that's happening, but it's happening very soon. I'm going to request in the comments that you guys tell me what ship you want to see in the next episode that Thrawn's going to fly. Right now, he's inside a ship that will not be eligible for a little while, because I want to try and keep things in a specific order. So some of the ships I won't ask you guys to choose from immediately, like the ship that I'm currently in. But I'll throw up like 4 ships out of my roster and have you guys choose which one you want to see Thrawn fly for the next episode. It won't happen every single episode, but when it happens, I would like to get some community engagement. I'd like to see what you guys want to see, whether it be a escort, a cruiser, you know, all sorts of stuff. Each one is going to be outfitted with different unique weapons and different skill sets, many of which are going to be, you know, more geared for defense. Some of them are going to be more geared for offense. I'll show you the list. So the ship I'm currently in is the ISS Tyrannus, which I'm not going to actually have playable just yet. I was just messing around with that. But the ships I will be featuring will be the USS Agincourt, which isn't fully spec'd out right now. Most of these ships aren't fully spec'd out right now, but this one is going to be a torpedo boat. So if you guys want to see lots and lots of torpedoes smacking an enemy, this will be the ship that you want to vote for. It's a heavy escort carrier, the heavy strike wing or escort specifically. Yeah, so it'll be able to launch some fighters. It's going to have lots of torpedoes. There'll be another torpedo boat, but I don't have it currently. I need to unlock it, basically. The USS Alecto, or Alecto, I don't know how you pronounce it, which is my Sovereign class, one of my 2 Sovereign classes, the other one being the Tyrannus. The USS Barbatos, who, if you guys have seen the April Fool's episode I released, this is the ship I was using, although I've switched out some of the weapons for it. This is one of my personal favorites, and as you can see, I've played a lot of time on it. It's almost completely leveled up to level 6, which will allow me to get this little ability for all of my characters on my account, which will be nice. The USS Corinthian, which I have not actually modified yet. I do plan on switching some of these hull pieces out yet, but this is the Gagarin Miracle Worker Battlecruiser, and this one will also be available. I'm probably going to switch to the Shepherd class warp nacelles because I really like that. I don't know if I'll switch any piece of the hull besides that, but I really like the Shepherd class, so I might switch that. The USS Justicar, which I'm not going to play for a little while. This is going to be his main flagship. It is a modified version of the Odyssey class, as you can see. The USS Salamis, which is my Guardian cruiser. This one is more geared for defense. It is sort of a long-range, how would you put it? Hardcore endurance style vessel. It's designed to stay alive for as long as possible. That's what I'm trying to say. The USS Sparta, which is my little Defiance class. This little baby is going to be my little starfighter. So if you want to see some fast, heavy action, this will be the ship that you'd vote for. It's going to be outfitted with lots of cannons, and it's going to probably it's going to have a secondary loadout with quantum torpedoes. Mostly quantum torpedoes, because this thing comes with an ability that like naturally enhances quantum torpedo damage. Because it's the legendary pilot escort, it actually is treated more like a battle cruiser in terms of how many weapons it has, which is kind of nice. Let's see here. The USS Thoroughbred, which is my support cruiser. I wanted to stick a little more to a traditional look, so I basically outfitted it with Ambassador class design, because spoiler alert, the Ambassador class is my personal favorite Star Trek ship from the Next Generation era. So it's one reason why I really like the Guardian class, because the Guardian is actually like based on the Ambassador. You can definitely tell in the overall design. It's based on like the prototype version of the Ambassador. And then finally, the USS Venator. If you're a Star Trek fan, you can probably guess why I chose this. A lot of people are probably going to ask, why don't I have a ship called the USS Chimera? And the reason why, because, you know, for those who are Star Trek fans or Star Wars fans, you know that the Chimera is the Star Destroyer that Thrawn uses. The reason for that is because there's already a USS Chimera in the game. It is the very first Chimera class, and it's flown by Captain Nog. So if that hadn't have been the case, I would have named one of my ships the Chimera. Probably would have named the Justicar the Chimera. But because the Chimera is already in the game, I couldn't really take that name. I wouldn't feel right. I like trying to make things canon. So anyway, I'm going to actually start off with the Barbatos for now. I'll re-upload all the stuff that I had before on it. And after that, then we'll start getting into the ship selection. But for this first mission, I'm going to fly the Barbatos. Maybe I can get this to level 6 and have that finished. Actually, I forgot. I wanted to show you guys the update that they had for the Doomsday device. So, okay, so instead of doing the Romulan missions just yet, I'm going to skip these other two and go straight to Secret Orders. It's a very simple, easy mission. It's not going to take very long. So, yeah, we'll play Secret Orders, and then we'll play the Doomsday device.
Commander Burgess, Starfleet Intelligence.
Then we'll probably play the Doomsday device in the next episode, and then we'll get to the Romulans.
Commander Burgess, Starfleet Intelligence. There's something I'd like you to look into. It could change the course of the war in our favor. We have intel suggesting that the Klingons are operating a secret weapons facility in the Hiromi cluster. We also believe the base is under the command of Ambassador Bavat, a controversial figure in Klingon politics. I'd like you to get to the truth of the matter, and soon. To that end, I'm sending one of my top agents to join you on the mission. I think you'll find Lieutenant Van Zyl to be a very capable officer. Don't hesitate to seek her counsel in the field. Proceed to the Briar Patch and find out what the Klingons are up to. If there are any weapons there, you are to deactivate or destroy them. And should you encounter the ambassador, do bring him in. I'd like a word.
Also, the other reason that I wanted to play this mission, I forgot, was because of the fact that Lieutenant Van Zyl is a very important character that pops up many times. Alright, I forgot that they don't have a voice actress for her yet, I don't think. Thanks for having me along, Admiral. I look forward to solving this little mystery with you and your crew. As do I, Lieutenant. Right, to business. Long-range sensors are picking up several Klingon battle groups. They appear to be placing self-replicating disruptor cannon turrets throughout the region of space. If we don't take those cannons out now, this entire asteroid belt will be bristling with Klingon defenses. Thank you for your suggestion. Anything else? Well, the composition of this nebula makes maneuvering at high speeds impossible. In addition, the Briar Patch contains pockets of Metreon gas. The gas is highly reactive to weapons fire and could be very dangerous. Starfleet recommends you keep at least 4 kilometers away from any of the gas clouds. That should keep us safely out of the range if one of them happens to ignite. Keep a distance of 4 kilometers. Got it. However, the gas could be used as a weapon. Do you remember the Riker maneuver? If we detonate the pockets of gas with the Klingons close to them, they'll do a lot of our work for us.
Warning. Ship is
Oh, hi there.
target shields have failed. Yes, shields
Sensors are picking up energy signatures near this large asteroid. Looks like defensive turrets guarding a facility on the asteroid's surface. Judging by the layout I'm reading here, it's a KDF military research station built into the asteroid. I think it's worth investigating. Our Klingon friends are up to some mischief in that base, I'd wager. Well, that takes care of the station defenses.
Excellent. The defenses have been neutralized. We should be able to proceed. With your permission, I'll join the away team. I believe they're standing by awaiting your orders. Heads up. I'm reading several Klingons in the area, but my tricorder is also picking up 2 additional life signs ahead. Hostages, perhaps?
Oh, oops. Switch over to my melee. I have a melee weapon. I'm not used to using melee weapons.
Thank you. These Klingons have had me designing weapons for them at Disruptor Point. The scientists who finished their research are taken away. We are the only 2 left.
I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but ask fast. I'm going to the shuttle bay and getting out of here.
How did you get here?
I'm an independent researcher. Word got out that an interested party was paying a lot of latinum for simple projects. It sounded like a good deal. Then I got here, found out the Klingons were my new employers, and the good deal was work or die. I should have known better. There used to be about 20 of us working on various projects. As people completed their work, they would disappear. I heard one of the Klingons say that my time was up. You got here just in time.
What do you know about Ambassador Bavat?
Bavat is the one running this whole operation. I overheard him say he's keeping the Klingon Empire strong by prolonging the war with the Federation. He thinks that unless the Klingons have an enemy on which to focus their energies, they'll fight amongst themselves and tear the Empire apart. I kind of hope he's right.
Do you know his whole plan?
He hasn't let much information slip, but I know that he found some sort of device abandoned in deep space. He wants to use it in an attack so horrible, the people of the Federation will demand that Starfleet take revenge. The fighting will continue for years.
What do you know about the weapons here?
The Klingons are planning something big. They have been forcing us to design weapons. They want improved disruptors and torpedoes for their ships, but some of their demands have been very specific.
Specific? How so?
They want a weapon that can punch through solid neutronium, which is impossible. And they keep talking about torpedoes with payloads big enough to destroy a small planet.
Were any of you successful in designing these weapons?
There are prototypes of some of the new weapons in the laboratory here, as well as schematics on the base computers. If I were you, I'd destroy the prototypes and the schematics. Neither side needs that kind of destructive power.
Both scientists are safe, thankfully. I suggest we locate these weapons now. We can set up explosive charges and remotely detonate them when we return to your ship. Good idea. Let's find those weapons.
I really, really wish that that command module that Maximilian Veers has, which is take cover, did not make that annoying high-pitched sound.
There's a computer core nearby. Let's see if we can upload these contents to your ship's computer. The data we find may give us insight on how the Klingons were planning on using these weapons. We may even find hints of Bavat's ultimate plan.
Yeah, Starfleet Intelligence just wants those weapon schematics. I see through you, Commander Vizel.
Enemy target uncensored. Personal shield losing power.
I keep forgetting I don't have a melee with this pistol.
We have the data. Preliminary analysis indicates... Hold on. Something's happening. Sensors are picking up a Klingon vessel leaving the facility. We could really use you back on the bridge, Admiral.
Okay.
Face to face at last with one of the Federation's greatest officers. I've read much about you, though I'm not as impressed as our intelligence agents are. After all, you were rather easily led to this system by a few well-placed pieces of bait. I've had pet dogs with more sense. I have everything I need from the research station, but I must say, humiliating a Federation war criminal is, as the humans say, an added bonus. Try to stop us if you must. However, I won't think poorly of you if you walk back to Earth with your tail between your legs, there to whimper at your master's feet.
Oh, you're asking for it.
You have lost this day. Victory is mine, and mine alone. Kapla!
Tactical. What's the situation?
Never mind Bavat, Admiral. We have more immediate concerns. I'm reading several Klingon ships on our sensors. It looks like they're attempting to escape in the system. It looks like they're trying to use the asteroid belt to mask their warp core signatures. If we hurry, we might be able to intercept them.
You guys think you can escape me? Nothing like your own mining drill beam cutting straight through your ship. Where do you think you're going? Fortunately, it looks like Bavat escaped. Excellent work, Admiral. Bavat won't be getting his hands on those experimental weapons, and we've recovered a lot of actionable intel from that base. I've transmitted the data that we pulled from their computer core to Starfleet Intelligence. Here's hoping it gives us the edge we need to bring an end to this conflict once and for all. Let's get out of here.
I've read the after-action report filed by Lieutenant Van Zyl. Pity we weren't able to apprehend Bavat, but I'm glad we shut that weapons facility down. Nicely done. As for that weapons research the Klingons were conducting, Starfleet has some of our best people analyzing the data you recovered. We'll find out what Bavat and his people were doing there soon enough. There's a lot more intel to analyze, and I suspect we'll be working again soon. Klingons don't tend to think small, and we'll need the best we can get to deal with Bavat and his...
Machinations? That's the word you're looking for? We'll just go with that.
Admiral Quinn says you're the right officer for this job.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up here because that's a quick mission, but I extended it a little too long, and I've got a pretty sizable video to edit. So without further ado, allow me to just say thank you for joining me. This was Dark Alpha 12, and I shall see you in the next video.